All right, Liz, thanks. A bad apple really can spoil the bunch, at least when it comes to your colleagues anyway. Ever feel like a complaining coworker is really sort of messing with your mojo? Well, they are. It turns out new advances in neuroscience have found that negative thoughts really do have an impact on you and your brain. And joining us this morning to talk about it on Good Day is life coach Jenn Lee. Always great to see you. Thanks for being here.
Good to see you.
All right, so we talked about how this really can impact your productivity. We all have somebody that we work with.
Everybody does, yeah.
So how can this impact the work you're trying to do?
Well, first off, just a general distraction. If somebody comes into your office and they're complaining all the time, they're shutting the door, you're not able to get to your work. So it's general distraction. And then from a health and productivity standpoint, they're sitting there talking about, oh, that accountant, our accounting department doesn't know what the heck they're doing. What does our boss think? What's he thinking or she thinking? And it's kind of like a hit and run, Amy. It's like they come in, they say it, and then they leave you with that information where you're kind of like running that over and over in your head, which causes stress. Maybe I'm at the wrong job, and you know how that story kind of trickles down.
Right.
And then most of us feel like we got to give it away to someone, so it's almost like a pay it forward where we've got to now go tell somebody else about it. So now we've screwed up somebody else's morning and messed up their mojo.
Right, because it's such a downer, you know? It's like, oh, did you have to bring me down? I was in such a good mood today, right? That kind of thing.
Right.
Okay, so let's talk about how to fix the problem. How do we sort of avoid the complainer in the room?
Well, first off, don't ever think you can fix the complainer.
Okay.
The complainer is going to be the complainer. But I do have 3 tips that I've personally used in my personal and professional life, and it works every single time. So number 1 is to kind of do the smile and nod approach. You know, you're kind of smiling at them and nodding and listening to them complain for a few minutes. And you may say things like, oh, I can see where that would be frustrating. I see your point with that. You're not necessarily agreeing, because if you agree with the spoiler or the complainer, they're going to go on. It kind of fuels the fire.
And come back to you over and over again, right? Like, oh, this person sympathizes.
Right, like they get it, right? So no, just smile and nod, and then just smile and nod, and don't make any other comments besides that. So that's approach number 1. Approach number 2 is just simply change the subject to something completely different. So they're coming in to complain about, you know, the salary decreases or something, and you can say something like, hey, have you seen that great, you know, Fox Morning, you know, WFL Fox 35 morning crew? They're fabulous. Aren't they hilarious? Totally change the topic.
Thanks for that plug.
Anytime for you, girl.
Good.
Anytime. So change the topic altogether. They'll get the point. And then the third thing, if number 1 and number 2 does not work, I've used this, you can actually say to them, hey, I get it. It's a frustrating work environment right now. I understand that sometimes we need an opportunity to vent our frustrations, but I'm trying to be productive and creative here and get my tasks done. So moving forward, if you come in and you start complaining, don't be surprised if I don't ask you to leave my office or if I don't just change the subject.
Right.
Okay?
And then they're going to go complain about you to Joe next door.
Right. Good. Do it while you're making more money because you're more productive and happier at work. Come on.
It's true. It's good advice.
Yeah, it works every time.
Tell our viewers where they can find you, please.
Oh, you can go to CoachJennLee.com and sign up for my midweek Mogovation e-newsletter. I've got great tips every single week for you.
She is the best motivator around, I'll tell you. It's true. Coach Jenn Lee, always good to see you, too. Thanks for coming in. We'll be right back.
Fox 35 7-day forecast is sponsored by McDonald's.